What's up, guys? So, I promised some of my subscribers that I would go live again tonight. So, here I am. You know, I'm sticking to my promise, and this is our third live stream of the day. Um, Trying to be consistent with YouTube. I'm really enjoying it. I'm growing a lot as a creator right now. So it's all really exciting, and it's important for me to be there for my existing subscribers and my new ones, and provide you guys as much value slash entertainment that I can. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much what's going on, and we'll wait a couple minutes for you guys to pop in the chat. It always takes a little while for people to actually, for the algorithm to pick me up a little bit, and then, we'll get some viewers coming in. But basically what we're doing on this live stream for the people that will be watching this video in back time is we're just going to do kind of like a Q&A thing. You guys can ask me about travel. You can ask about YouTube. Ask about money, business. These are all things that I'm passionate about. So yeah, that's pretty much the name of the game. If you guys are ever watching these live streams, you guys can watch them through, or if it's a little slow at first, fast forward a few minutes in advance, and then usually I start getting into the meat and potatoes, the entree of the dish, and start talking about the relevant topic, as because it's kind of weird waiting for people at first to just start blabbing to the camera, but that's the name of the game when it comes to YouTube. You have to just be willing to put your face out there, even if it's boring, even if it's embarrassing, even if people are going to ridicule you for what you put out there. Don't let that deter you. And that's pretty much what I'm on right now, okay? So, yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I had to say. Had a very, very, very productive day here, and I think we've already gained like 6 subscribers already. So, guys, we're killing it, man. We're absolutely killing it here on the YouTube. And I think for the most part, most people are enjoying the videos. So that's really important. Yeah, so big W there. And I'm trying to think what else, guys. I'm trying to think what else. We've had some good questions in some of the last videos. Some people asking about where's a good place to get news. You can watch the video before this one on the channel. We talk about that later in the video. Because obviously a lot of news is pretty much irrelevant. It's nonsense. Shouldn't be taken seriously at all. But there are some other things, some other places to find, relevant information. So if you're interested in that, you can check out the video before this. So yeah, guys, we haven't had anybody pop in here. So it's 5 in the morning here. We've been up all night, live streaming. I had a really late night tonight because a bunch of things got pushed back. Hung out with a friend till like 2 in the morning, so that was really, really cool and fun. But, you know, we got to stay committed on the YouTube and, you know, do whatever it takes, right? So guys, the algorithm on YouTube's been, you know, good and bad. Hopefully here I'm not in a YouTube curse where I'm not going to get anybody who's going to watch this video. That's been happening on my mainstream, my main channel videos. For whatever reason, they're just not picking up at all. And sometimes I think, like, you know, the more content you put out, even if it's good, YouTube's, you know, punishes you for that for whatever reason. They don't want you to put out, you know, too much videos and information at one time. So I feel like they slow you down on the algorithm on purpose, you know, which kind of sucks because, you know, I'm pedal to the metal. You know, if it's up to me, I'm just going to like make as many videos as I can at the highest quality that I can. And, you know, that's what I want to do. But it feels as if, you know, YouTube isn't really on board with that because it seems like, you know, when I make too many videos, like my views take like a hit. And then it's like, you know, if I like spread out my videos, then they do better. So yeah, guys, I don't really know why that is. RR, what's up? We're talking about whatever you guys want to ask me. So I promised you guys that I would come back and make a live stream. So here I am, and you know, this is like the 4th live stream of the day, so it's probably gonna be the last one. So yeah, just, you know, ask me questions like we're doing what we were doing before. So glad you're back. You guys can ask me whatever you want. I'll be here for around 20 or 30 minutes, and then I gotta go to bed. It's 5:15 in the morning. But yeah, so we're here for now. So what's up, guys? Welcome to the chat. We're back. I told everybody earlier that I'd make another one. So here I am. And yeah, we're just gonna hang out. We're gonna see if we get some people. Maybe we'll get some new viewers. But yeah, so we're just kind of chilling out. You guys have any questions for me, please put them in the chat. That's pretty much what we're doing today. You guys can ask me whatever you want about traveling, about YouTube, you know, about money stuff, whatever we want to talk about. So let's discuss what we were discussing earlier. What were we talking about earlier? Kind of forget. What were we talking about? Were we talking about Thailand stuff? The 3 months on, 2 months off path. I like that. I like that idea. So let's get the dry erase board, guys. Let's get the dry erase board and let's write this out. So what do we got? We got 3 months. 3 months on. Guys, my thing's like dead. 2 months. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this off. Can you see it? It's pretty, my marker's pretty dead. So 3 months on, 2 months off. So how much money do you think we would need? How much money would we need to have 2 months off? Hold on, I gotta put my phone up here. Ooh, there we go. Oh, let's see here. 8K. Okay. let's say we make, oh gosh, this marker's dead. 8K in 3 months. So 8 divided by 3 is 8 divided by 3 is like it's like 2.66, right? So that means we need to make a little over 2.5K a month. Well, we need to save 2.5K a month. So we probably had to make more like, I mean, it depends if you live somewhere for free or like you live with your parents. Because you're going to be spending money, in those 3 months, right? Like you're going to need to eat and drive to work and stuff like that. So let's just say 3K. So make 3K a month for 3 months. So 3K a month, and then by the end of those 3 months, we'll have around 8K. 8K for 2 months. That's a lot of money, dude. 8K. So that means like you can spend 4K a month. So I think like, oh, but you have to buy your airplane tickets too, right? So like you have to buy the airplane ticket. So let's say like that's gonna be like 1.5K. So that takes us down to 6.5K, which is 3.25K a month. So that's pretty good, right? Like we can literally move to like, including tickets, 8K. Yeah. So I think that's what we're talking about. So that's 3.25K. You could move to Bangkok or Pattaya or Phuket and get like a really nice condo, right, for like $1,000. So you can get like a nice, like big condo in like Siam or maybe even like Lupini, right? Like a nice place. And then, since you would have 3.25K, you would have like another 2K left to basically F off with. And, I don't know if you enjoy partying, but, Bangkok has some pretty good nightlife. So we could probably like use 1K for like food and stuff like that, necessities, and then that other 1K like each month, we could probably use that to like go to the club, go party, meet some ladies if you want to do that, maybe go to some of the islands. So I think 8K is like plenty of money, to do that. The question is, how are you going to make 8K? How are you going to make 8K? Are you educated? Do you have an education? Do you have a skill? Do you have, something that provides value? Because that's the question, right? Like if you, but I'm asking you, like, do you have a skill? Like, do you know how to program on the computer? Like, do you know how to do carpentry? Do you know how to, do plumbing? Like, do you know how to, like, are you a salesperson? And if nothing, that's okay too. Like, if you don't have like an education or a skill, that's okay. But we have to figure something out, right? Because, we live in a world where, you have to provide some sort of value. I can go to school, no issues. Okay. What do you want to go to school for? What are you passionate about? Because, also, like, you could technically make money without a skill, right? Like, the things I told you earlier, like, if you want to do fishing, if you want to do construction, if you want to, like, pick fruit in the summer, you can do those jobs, But just know that, you know, you're going to be doing that for the rest of your life. And maybe for some people that's okay, but I just think that it's a better idea to invest in a skill, and figure out, you know, something that you can provide value with. Anything that can ensure 8K on and off flexibility. Okay. Okay. Let's think here. Where do you live? Where are you from the United States? Because you know, like, and also do you oh, California, I'm sorry, you told me that. And do you live with your parents, or do you have to pay your own expenses? Basically what I'm asking you is, like, do you have somewhere to live in America, in California, for free? Or do you have a rent, do you have like a lease contract? Because that really is critical information. Like, let me see. Yeah, answer that in the chat. Do you live by yourself, or do you you know, are you living somewhere for free, or do you have to pay, you know? 1 second here. I gotta look at something. Shelter. Activity. 1 second. I'll be back in 1 second. I promise. Okay. I live with a family member. I pay $500 just as courtesy. Okay, that's really good. That's really good, dude, for you. That helps a lot, man. That helps a lot, dude, because you can actually do this. If you would like, how old are you? If you don't mind, or if you don't want to tell me your exact age, are you an adult? Like, are you over 18 years old? Because if you are over 18 years old and you want to like work with me about planning this out, I might be willing to, you know, like, we can hop on like a free Zoom call. If you would be interested, I could give you my email. I'm trying to, you know, give some people some help here for free with stuff like this. If you would be interested, let me know. I'll help you out here a little bit if also. So you're 20 years old. Perfect. That's a good age, man. You got your whole life ahead of you. Okay. Yeah, we can talk here, man. This works. Okay, so let's write this down. You live with your family. Jesus, marker's dead. Sorry here. My marker's dead, man. All right. We'll figure this out. So you're 20 years old. Hold on, I'll be back in a second. I'm gonna go get a pen and a pencil. Okay. Let's write this out, dude. 20 years old. And you're from California, so it's super expensive there. So this is a good idea. So you're 20 years old. You live with family. So if you leave to go to Thailand, and you come back to California, is your family okay with you living with them again? Okay, cool. Yeah, just making sure. Sounds like your family's pretty nice. So you're 20 years old, you live with family, and where do you want to live in Thailand? Do you know? How much, like, do you want to live in Bangkok, which is a big city like New York? Do you want to live in Phuket, which is like near the islands where there's a lot of water? Do you want to live in Chiang Mai, up in the mountains? Do you want to live in Pattaya, where there's nightlife and crazy partying? Where would you want to live so I can tell you how much it cost? Because I've lived in a couple places in Thailand, so. Because it differs a lot, dude. Like, if you live in Chiang Mai, you could live there for $500 a month. But if you want to live in Siam, Bangkok, like, dude, you're going to be spending, 3 times that. So I'll be back in 1 second. But yeah, answer that question. Oh, you live there. Okay. All right, dude. That's good. So you already know like the cost of Thailand and everything, and okay, 8K for 2 months. That's all we need. Okay, so I'm trying to help you here, man. So, it's hard for me to get all the information when it's just over like a chat, But basically, are you just asking me like what I think, you should do to earn 8K a month, given it sounds like you have no skills and no education? Okay. And earlier, I gave you some options. I said you can go to Alaska in the summers, and it'd be easy for you, right? Because you go to Seattle, and they fly you to, okay, you graduated high school. That's good. So you can go fishing, right? They'll fly you from Seattle up to, Anchorage, Alaska, and they make a lot of money doing that. Is that interesting to you? And also, what else did I said? Uber? Would you like to start Ubering? I could help you with that. Did any of those options sound good to you or not? Oh, okay, I see. Number 1, fishing. Number 2, Ubering. Okay, well, here's what I would tell you. What about building some career? Yeah, dude. Well, I think that's a really good idea too. But if you want to spend, 3 months in America and 2 months in Thailand, then it's going to be a little hard to find a career where they're going to let you take off like 2 months of work, it doesn't it doesn't really work like that. Like, you only get to take off like 2 weeks a year, right? So, um, yeah, so I'm fine with going to school. Um, but, but yeah, dude, I mean, once again, maybe you can tell me kind of what you're passionate about. I have a friend who, see, I'm not good with like computer engineering and stuff like that, but I have a friend who's really good at it, and he makes a lot of money, and he lives overseas, you know, because because you can work remotely. So, you know, maybe that's something you could do. For me, I'm not really computer savvy. Um, but that's an option. So, if you're good at computers, I would say go into, computer science, right? Um, okay, your mom works in tech. Well, that's really good news because your mom probably has connections. Um, so, okay, maybe not 2 months off. Okay. Okay, but if you work a remote job, um, then if you have a remote job, then you can work wherever you want, and you can, spend some time in California and some time in Thailand, Like, there's a lot of jobs in tech that are remote. Like, most of my friends that work in tech, they work remotely. So have you ever asked your mom about that? Because, your mom is going to be, if your mom already works in tech and it's something that you're interested about, I would say, do that. But if you don't like tech, I have some other ideas too. Yeah, so some companies are hybrid. It sounds like your mom works for like a hybrid company. You don't want that because obviously, if you want to be in Asia, that's not really an option. But um, a lot of, I know there's a lot of companies where, you can work fully remote. I think that's something that's pretty feasible, right? And once again, like I I think with tech, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think there's a lot of certificates you can get, you know, and once you build your profile, you start making some projects. Then it's just outreach, bro. Get on LinkedIn. Use, try to use your mom as a reference if you can, if maybe she knows connections. Um, and I think that if you're interested in tech, that that's going to be a really good option for you. I think that I would do that if you're open to, you know, working on a career, I would say the best option is to start building your profile, start getting certificates, uh, go to university if you want to. Um, and let's see what you got to say. We have to brainstorm regarding all the paths. Getting job in tech already pretty hard. Yeah? Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's competitive, but you know, the thing is um, you know, the best way to become successful in life is to find a back door, right? You have to, because if you just do what everyone else does, like you send out a bunch of applications, it's not going to get you far. You need to start working on networking. And, you know, not everyone, but I have a lot of friends who are in tech. And something that I see that some of them struggle with is they're really smart dudes, but they don't really have good communication skills. Not all of them, but a lot of them are like that. And the problem is that in the real world, unfortunately, you get hired usually on who you know. And so use whatever connections you have. And if you don't have any connections, you need to get good at networking. You need to improve your communication skills, and you need to go on LinkedIn and start searching for managers in tech that you can outreach to, and build those connections indirectly. Try to provide some sort of value. Make projects, make videos. And that I think that's going to be your best bet. I have a feeling tech is highly saturated and a dying job market. Yeah, I mean, I've kind of heard that too. Yeah, so I think that it's it's still going to be there, but things are going to change a lot. So you have to be willing to change. I can tell you, some things aren't going to change. There's always going to be a need for sales, right? So in communication, there's always going to be a need for, that human level of connection. So that's why, some of my friends who are really smart, in tech, I think it's important for them to work on their own personal network, via their communications. Because computers can do a lot of things, right? But, building an actual connection, like you're always going to have to, there's always going to have to be a need for people for that. So, if you have a scarcity mindset about tech, and you want to be an elite level communicator, and you want to be in a job market where it's never going to go away no matter what, I would recommend getting into sales. I know that's not an easy route to take too. Sales is extremely difficult, but you can make a lot of money doing it. You can work remotely. You can work overseas. No, I am not into politics. So yeah, that's just some ideas for you. Except programming, what other options do we have? So, I would say to get into, the AI industry, right? And, what I tell people on my YouTube channel is to work on their personal brand, right? You can't be replaced, right? A lot of things can be replaced, but you yourself can't become replaced, right? So I talk a lot on this channel about, delayed gratification and, taking steps on a daily basis to improve your own platform, right? Your own brand. And if you can provide value and people like you, you'll have prosperity forever. So yeah, that's my suggestion. But this was a good talk. I'm going to end that video now. I need to go to bed. It's very late. Good luck to you. Be open-minded. Sounds like you're still, well, you said you're 20, so you're still very young. And, you know, it's okay to not exactly know what you want to do. But, you know, just go out there and try things. And eventually you're going to find something that you like. Let's see here. You also want to live in Thailand, right? What's your path? Teaching and YouTube. Yeah, that's my path. So, you know, I will continue. I will continue teaching. That's a passion of mine. I do things that are my passion, right? So I don't do things because I was just told to do it, or you know, that's the normal path to take. I do things that I believe in, and my passion is to help people. And so, you know, I'll teach people, and I will continue to make this YouTube channel and, you know, build this platform, and as well as, you know, help other people build their own platforms and find their own purpose, and help people with consultancy on, you know, moving out to Thailand. So I appreciate it. It was a good discussion. Good luck with everything. I'll make, you know, I'm doing lives every day. So if you would like, I would love to see you again tomorrow or whenever you get a chance. Thanks for everybody watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.